Good evening, gents. Gary Smith, Andrew Danlishan, thank you for joining us after this home defeat 4-1 to Aston Villa. A really tough test tonight, and I think we expected that. But how do you feel that your team applied themselves?
Aston Villa obviously managed the ball really well, same as West Brom. The tempo of the game is really high, especially on our 4G pitch. I think that we started off quite well in terms of what our tactical approach was to the game. We wanted to get some out of the game, so we wanted to sort of maintain our philosophy, even though we knew that would be difficult against Aston Villa side who can play through the 3/3 and are very good in 1v1s and combination play. The first goal disappointed me, and the second goal disappointed me because they're crosses into the box, and I expect our players to deal with them because we've got sort of the way it's settled. We've got two centre backs against their one forward, so I expect our centre halves to deal with that. I expect our back four to deal with that, because even though they moved the ball really well, they went into wide areas and cross balls. So really, we should either stop the cross or deal with the cross. So I'm disappointed in that fact. What I am positive is the amount of chances we created. So tonight we've had 2 penalty misses, or should I say 2 penalty saves. They're outstanding saves from a 6'7" goalkeeper, and there was good strikes, but he saved them. We've missed a one-on-one. We've had which Dan Queenie should have scored. He scored a great goal as well. We've had a goal disallowed. Then Kai Williams has come on, and the keeper's made 2 excellent saves from Kai Williams, like one-on-ones. So when I look at that and look at the amount of chances that we had, we should be coming out 4-4 or 5-4 up. So there's positives to take out in terms of we competed with Aston Villa, and the scoreline doesn't reflect what the game was. But then at the same time, going into league, and if I'm brutally honest, like, the players have got to do better than that defensively and dealing with balls into our box. I know Goffey was missing tonight, but then the people stepping have got to step up. Nathaniel Roturner just come back from holiday, so he's played 90 minutes. It's probably a difficult 90 minutes for him, and he said that after, but he knows in himself that he'll be expected to do better. The one at the back I was really encouraged by was Rashawn Francis. I thought his 1v1 defending was tremendous. He just needs to keep the ball better. There's some other lads there as well which have had a wake-up call to say, like a Clemmy, he knows that he's got to do better, in terms of his fitness and his application. So there's some positives and some negatives out of the game, and we've got to take into account that it's Aston Villa. So like they train 5-6 times a week, 7 times a week. So you've got to take that into consideration. So I'm a bit mixed at the moment in terms of my emotions, if you like, regarding the outcome and the performance. I'm a bit betwixt in between. Maybe it'd be a good way to sum it up.
Okay, well, you said to us after the Leicester game on Saturday that there were certain things you wanted out of the Villa game tonight. For example, match sharpness, team shape, patterns of play. Do you feel that you've achieved that?
Yeah, I thought today the boys put a shift in as always. You can't knock them. We knew they were going to have to put a shift in against Aston Villa, and I thought over the course of the 90 minutes, the work rate and effort that the boys have put in tonight is exactly what we wanted to get out of the game. Some players obviously just coming back off holiday and stuff like that have got 90 minutes out of that today, so that's just as good as a training session for me. Match sharpness obviously is what we're looking for. We're looking to see the team starting to gel. We're looking obviously to try and get the squad right as well. We've got a few extra headaches after tonight's game, but we'll make some tough decisions going forward. But all in all, I think it is starting to take shape, and the boys are now buying into the philosophy. You can see that by the effort that they're putting in the games. So all in all, we're going away, like Andy said, a little bit, perplexed about the way the goals have gone in, but that's something that we'll deal with. The more positive thing for me is that if you're going to create 10 chances against Aston Villa that train 5, 6, 7 times a week, then that's good, because I think if you create them 10 chances in our own league, eventually those 10 chances you're going to start putting them in the back of the net, and that's what's going to win us the game. So more positives out of the way things have gone tonight than the negatives, but the boys are under no illusions of obviously the things that need tightening up. We will deal with them, and we will be ready. The
thing is as well, like I spoke to Gaz and said we could have got behind the ball and defended our own off. but that's not our philosophy. So we could have just sat back today because we knew Villa was good with the ball, but then you want to get some out, you want to get minutes, you want to make sure that you're doing your philosophy and keep to that, because then obviously I know in the league that teams aren't going to manage the ball like Aston Villa, and they're not going to play at the tempo of that Villa, and they haven't got lads who have as good a 1v1 like Villa have. But then I didn't want to change, I said to guys, I didn't want to change completely what we do, because then it's not us, that's not our way, and we want to get some out of the game and learn from it. So it was that it was having that sort of mindset to get some out of the game. But yeah, what is interesting is the last 25-30 minutes we've brought some young lads on and they've given us a real headache. Kai Williams, I mean, come on, bright, 1v1's excellent, two one-on-ones with the keeper, made the keeper work. Revon James come, he's ratting around, he's going at people, he's creating us big problems. And I've said to the lads there, I don't care if someone's experienced, I'm bothered about hunger and desire, and the lads have come on today and they've shown that in abundance. So they've given, what we have learned a lot tonight about the players what are in that squad as well.
Links into my next question really, because you said to me after the Saturday's game that it's now about cutting down the numbers and being, well, are we any clearer after tonight's game?
I'm clear in my mind, obviously. I'll speak to Gaz and that, but I don't know what you think, Gaz. But I'm after that game, I'm crystal clear.
I think we're almost there. To be fair, Kevin, there's going to be probably one or two that we will have to make a decision on, but I think the majority of the squad is more or less mapped out in our brains already as a management team. So we're going to sit down again and have another quick look at it, make some tough decisions, but we're almost there. We think we're almost there.
Andrew, you already mentioned Rashawn Francis 1v1 defending tonight, and that follows on from a great second half show at Leicester on Saturday. So he's doing his caused no harm at all. But there were a few more that stood out again tonight. I could say who I personally feel.
Go for it.
But, I'd rather you answered.
Okay.
Who you feel has stood out for you tonight?
I went in there and said to the lads that for me, your start point from football is your hunger and desire and the will to win. So I gave them a different sort of end of the spectrum. Joe Magunda comes in, wants to win, barking orders at, shows that winning mentality, does the right things consistently, pulling people around and organising things. Then you've got Kai Williams, I thought come on and did excellent. Revon James, I thought come on and did excellent. Reece Unis, I thought went from the left wing and went up front, and in that moment there, the whole game changed because he offered the willingness to go and press. He showed more energy, sort of in behind to get on the ball. He showed a desire to want to go and run at players and receive the ball in behind players. He was just tremendous, and I think that just set the tone then throughout that team. I thought, Rashawn Francis, as you mentioned, I think he's sort of like solving a problem for us and himself. I think he's done really well. I thought Ahmed Obeng again did really well. His 1v1s, his application and desire to work off the ball defensively and then to make runs going the other way is tremendous. So for me, there's some of the lads what did really well. I'm going to mention Conan Duncan as well. I thought when he come on, he wants to get on the ball and he wants to play that way. He wants to go forward with the ball. He needs to learn to get on the ball more, and that's as a coach what we've got to do with him, me and Gaz. But he excited me going that way, and he showed some bits tonight where I thought I can coach you. I don't know, you thought, Gaz?
Yeah, I thought Dan Creaney did well as well today. I was pleased for him. He's got his name on the score sheet. He could have had another one, but you can see that he's started now to understand what we want him to do, and he's starting to deliver. So at the end of the day, you want your strikers to score goals, so I'm always happy. Being a former striker, I'm happy for him, I'm pleased for him today. I thought Kyle Ambris did very well today, because we've come in there this afternoon and asked him to play at left back. He's more comfortable playing on the right side, but I thought he did very well for 45 minutes until he's turned his ankle. I was pleased for James Clifton today as well, because I thought Clifton did very well. He looks like more of the person we expect him to be in the midfield area. I prefer him at midfield than I do at right back. I think he's better, he's more of a presence, so I was pleased for him today as well. Obviously because of the injuries and stuff and the changes we made, we've had to move him back to right back, but I do personally feel that he plays a lot better in midfield, so that's another headache for us, that we've got going forward. Fine, we like to have that. That's good for the squad, good for the team. You know, and I think, you know, you look at Jazz and you know what you're going to get from him. He's steady, you know, and he's always there, he's always available. And you look at the goals that we conceded, and I don't think you could really fault him for any of them, really. You know, people might be of a different opinion, but I thought we should have been able to cut the ball out before it's reached to that point. So I'm pleased for him, and you know what you're going to get from him. As Andy said, Joe Magunda's another one. Rashawn Francis has done himself no harm again today. And Bez is getting fitter and fitter and fitter as the games go by, and you can see the footballing brain that he's got and the way he pulls the team together. So I'm pleased for all of those boys, and I'm looking forward to what we've got going forward into the next few games. I think it's going to be very, very interesting and exciting times. So.
And it's 4 friendlies around teams around our standards.
Yeah, of course.
Or 5 friendlies. So.
You know, we played West Bromwich Albion and Aston Villa. Nobody expected us to go out and beat any of those sides, but as long as the boys have put that work rate and that effort in, that's what we wanted, and I think they've got something out of the game. So we're both pleased, you know, and happy. Like I said, there's more positives than there is negatives, and so we will analyse everything that's gone on today, and then, you know, we'll talk to the players about it, and then we'll move on and we'll take it back out onto the training ground, and we'll make sure we get it right.
It's fantastic that you guys are so open, really, and you're prepared. We're all really hot actually stood here doing this, aren't we? We're quite. It's just fantastic that you're prepared to stand and give such a detailed, in-depth analysis and be so open with the fans, which is exactly why we do these interviews. So that's fantastic. I just want to finish off really with Bilston away on Saturday. Now, as I understand it, there's a few headaches in terms of personnel because we've got players going off on holiday. I think Rhys Honus, Joe Magunda will be unavailable. We've also got the injuries to Jordan Goff, Jimmy Fry, potentially Kyle Ambris as well with an ankle this evening. I've probably missed a couple out there as well who aren't available. So what's the plan with the personnel for Saturday?
Jordan Goff's going to be alright for Saturday, that's for sure. It was more of a
precaution.
Yeah, we didn't
because it was a head injury. We thought, you know what, best after speaking to the medical staff, it's best that he rests and takes it easy and give himself at least, you know, 7 days clear before he starts heading the ball again. So all in all, I think we're going to know a lot more by Thursday. Obviously those that are injured will be assessed. We'll hope that 1 or 2 are available for Saturday. We'll know more by Thursday, and then we'll be able to hopefully put a decent squad out.
Guys, thank you very much for your time. We'll catch up with you again after the game on Bilston, at Bilston.
Cheers.
Looking forward to it.